Hello, welcome to Government. This is Unit 8, Part 1A, and we're looking at civil liberties. Right? This is going to be a long unit, just to give you a heads up. So you have to look at the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights was not originally contained in the Constitution. It was done through amendments. During the ratification process, the Anti-Federalists started making arguments for a Bill of Rights, and so the Federalists eventually give in or say, okay, we'll add them later. It's not right because so many states had already ratified the Constitution. We'll add them later through the amendment process. All right? And that was done to persuade anti-federalists to vote for it and get the last couple of states to ratify the Constitution. All right. So arguments for and against. Well, in 1787, when the Constitution was written, most of the state constitutions had a Bill of Rights. They protected personal liberties, and the prime examples are speech, religion, and trial by jury. And like I already said, the Anti-Federalists, they wanted to add a list to the new Constitution that did the same thing. The Federalists, though, had three arguments against a Bill of Rights. First, they said it wasn't necessary because you have a constitutional republic, and it was founded on the idea of popular sovereignty, which means the will of the people, and on natural rights. Everybody has so many rights, as we've talked about. Right. In the Federalist number 84, you remember there's a series of papers written to support the new Constitution. Now we call it the Federalist Papers. Right. In number 84, Alexander Hamilton stated that the national government was one of enumerated powers. And you'll remember that enumerated powers are written down. So if you have these enumerated powers, his question was, why declare that things shall not be done, which there is no power to do? In other words, you didn't need this list. You didn't need a Bill of Rights because you're protecting things that the government doesn't have the power to do, right? And a third one, a national Bill of Rights would be impractical to enforce. All right. However, James Madison, who wrote most of the Constitution, and he was a Federalist, came to support the idea after writing with Thomas Jefferson. They were writing letters back and forth. Jefferson was not there when they wrote the Constitution, so he comes up with the idea. Jefferson persuades him it's a good idea. It also helped when a close congressional race with James Monroe occurred. Madison and Monroe lived in the same district, ran against each other. Strangely enough, they'll be the fourth and fifth presidents. But what happens is that was one of the deciding factors, and Madison starts to support the idea to help him win the race. And then Madison ends up, well, he did win that race. He was in Congress. He ends up writing most of the Bill of Rights. In 1789, when he's in Congress, he will write the 10 amendments that become the Bill of Rights. Right? When you look at them, we talk about the first 10 because they were all written together, but the first 8 are really the guarantee of rights. Right? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right to jury trial, etc., etc. Right? 9 and 10 were favored by the Federalists. They wanted them in there. Right? Number 9 states that the listing of some rights does not mean that others do not exist. So the Bill of Rights was not all-inclusive, and that was one of the Federalist arguments as well. How do you include all the rights of man in here without making it forever? Right? And there's the actual Ninth Amendment. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. And then number 10 just reiterates that powers not delegated to the national government are reserved to the states or the people. Right? And there it is. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people.